Hello, Tangerine. Can't think of something funny to
Tangerine.
say here.
Uh, well, normally we just say my name is Jeff in the test recording, so maybe we
My
should
name is
bring it over to
Jeff.
the actual recording.
Tangerine, this is two games that start with H. I've somehow,
Oh, is
what?
that what we're doing? Okay.
Yeah, two games with H in the title, and some banging
Okay,
tunes
so
to dance to. Here's another
this is a
VR
bang. Yeah,
game,
this is a banger.
because I'm always playing VR games.
Yeah,
This is a
I'm
game
very
called
jealous.
Hello Puppets.
I mean,
Um,
I can Tangerine and say I really want to get VR now, so I can play Elite Dangerous. Now that Halo Andy's given me his
he's back to Hearthstone Andy now.
joystick.
Actually,
That's true. That's
he
true.
plays more Hearthstone
Yeah.
than Halo now.
I think he knows more of the lore of Halo though, so maybe he's still Halo Andy. I don't know.
Right.
They both begin
Uh,
with H, you know.
Tangerine, I have a Raspberry Pi from Hearthstone Halo Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's another
He just
Tangerine.
is the man that just keeps on giving, really.
But basically, this is it's a horror comedy adventure. Where the
Okay.
idea is you go to like an abandoned puppet show sort of thing, like a puppet TV show,
Yeah.
and then basically one of the puppets gets stitched to your hand, and it comes to life, and it talks use the motion controller, and you can talk to the puppet. Sort of thing is like the main gimmick, and it's pretty interesting game. Like I thought it was really interesting from when I saw the trailers, and I was like, I am going to play it. It's also really freaking short. I think I
Right.
it's probably like 2 hours long. I would say the game.
Oh,
Um,
is that the whole thing? Okay, right.
it took me 2.8 hours to complete, and I had like I got stuck, and I also had some bugs as well that like slowed me down. So
Right,
this
right.
game will just take like some VR games are still like a couple of hours long, and it depends if you're like willing to, um, you know.
Yeah, I don't. I personally don't have a problem with that sort of length. It's kind of like a film sort of length.
Both the games today are actually pretty short. So
Okay.
interesting to say. Also, there wasn't a lot of movement. There was basically the options controls of physical button presses, something I complain about. I don't like it when they do that, when you have to go and physically press a button. And there
Right.
was no movement controls. There was just smooth locomotion with what's it called? Vigen? What's it called? The one that starts with V, where it creates like a black border around your screen.
Well, hello,
Oh,
old bean. What brings you to this strange
yeah. I can't
little
remember the word. I know what you want
Now I can
about.
tell that
Hmm.
you're starstruck, and of course you should be, because I
So this is the start of the game.
then Mortimer Handy, star of Mortimer's Handymen, the smash hit
Um,
TV show.
it's
Light
I'd say
and
it's like
Fat.
it's definitely comedy horror.
Days, you lucky
I've
days.
seen like some people say it's more horror than comedy.
I'm giving you
Um,
Right.
Handyman from
but it feels like it's in that category of like horror game for kids almost.
They're all the same.
If you
Yeah.
know, do you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like I feel like there's almost a genre now of like cartoony horror games where like they're
Well,
very popular like kids on YouTube. Where
yeah.
it's
Well,
like
certain things just look just that scary like that,
That's a
right?
strange one, if you ask me.
well,
But whatever
there's games
snaps your
like I played like Hello
suspense,
Neighbor, Bendy,
Yeah.
um, uh, Five Nights at Freddy's. Those would all probably fall
I
under
just,
the
I just
cartoony
feel
horror
like
games.
early cartoon stuff is almost like in the right circumstances already is accidentally like kind of horrific.
Taka, Istera, Mureza,
Voodoo spell.
Itera, Deza. Arise, puppet, arise, and claim the soul of this host for your prize. Hello, little ghost. Why all the fuss?
So basically, the puppet's supposed to claim your soul,
Into your body.
but something goes wrong, and you stay awake while your puppet is still part of you, sort of thing.
Just relax.
We can go past the intro sequence a little bit. So you kind of just
Look at me.
walk to the puppet.
No, 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 no! You're supposed to be out! A zombie! Zonked! I'm supposed to control you completely!
Welcome to Puppet Host Orientation. Our purpose is to measure your...
So basically, the start of the game is kind of teaching you
I think there's
the
something
basic
wrong with
puzzles
my
of the
host.
game, where
Time, scout.
there's this scientist
Shit.
puppet
Sorry.
who basically wants you
What
to
if my host is
do
not working? Can I
tests,
get another one without
and so you
any
have to
jerking?
pretend to be like being
Around?
controlled by the puppet in order to complete the
Two
tests.
failed tests in the past. The third attempt will be your last.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I-
Look, you're not supposed to be
It's
awake,
very
so you just
interesting
gotta play
concept,
along and
right?
act like I have total control.
I just thought it was
or we're
really
both
cool
dead.
the idea
Do you
that one of the
understand?
characters is also your
Say
hand.
something.
Yeah.
And another cool
Keep
thing
your mouth
is
shut. Okay. Just
your
nod
mouth's
your head
own
if you
shot, so
understand me.
to interact with the characters you nod your
Okay,
head and
good.
shake it.
Now shake your head. Good. Okay, you're not entirely useless.
Yeah,
Did you
okay.
say something?
It's like
No,
quite
no,
interactive.
just talking
like,
to myself.
with characters,
I didn't mean
guess.
to share the wealth.
Surprisingly coherent rhyme, Scout.
It's a good way to do
Your
like
answer perhaps is
um,
in doubt. Proceed.
it's a good way to
Okay,
do
big and tall.
character interaction
Hurry up
for
to
a
that
silent
screen and I'll open
protagonist,
it.
Yeah,
as you will
with a
be in most
companion.
games, because I can't think of most games with voice interaction, but
Yeah, that's true.
there's not a lot.
Yeah, so I guess this is
Let the testing begin.
like most horror games have puzzle elements,
Hmm.
or if not,
Okay.
Well, I
listen
think
up,
pretty much
Bobby.
every single horror game is a poorly disguised
Yeah.
horror game in a lot of ways.
yeah, I don't know, I
Over
quite
there.
like that.
You kind of have to
That's
press the
kinda
button
my
at the
thing.
same time
Gotta
as your
press this at
puppet.
the same time. 3, 2. No, wait. Let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I watched some of this
That was...
while you're streaming it
Surprisingly
on
well
Discord,
done.
and yeah, the bits I
Continue
saw were
forward.
very interesting.
Let's see how you handle the next one.
I didn't realize it was so short though. Like it kind of like because seeing the writing's
Please
pretty
wait
damn
here, do
good.
not further
Like I
tread.
can't.
Yeah, I completed it in a day, and the same with the
Yeah.
other game as well. Like it was, the hexes are quite a lot longer, but it's one of those games you can just play in a day sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily bad to be a short VR game, given you can get VR fatigue. Okay, someone had the ketchup packets in this room.
Ah,
Yeah.
shit!
That was a test of reflex and reaction, which you barely passed to satisfaction.
Test my reflexes when I kick your ass, Riley.
The
It is-
old, the
it is
old,
like-
yeah.
Okay.
I think the
I remember
big
this one.
strengths of this
You have to turn
game
this thing at
are
the same time I do, in
the-
the same direction.
the
So
art
just
style,
watch
the
me, okay?
location, and
Yeah.
the characters in this game are really good. Especially the person playing the puppet
And
is
switch.
really well written. Actually, I actually formed
Alright,
quite a
nice.
bond with this puppet on my hand,
Another test pass.
and
But this success,
pretty
I suspect,
interesting.
was your last.
oh, the puppet says to me, "Do you want to work together?" And I was like, as a meme, I'll say no. And then at the next test I do, the puppet's like, "Okay, fine, I know how we're supposed to complete this test, but I'm not going to tell you, asshole, because you disagreed
Look
that
at
we're going
me
to
for a
work
second.
together."
You're killing us out there. You're not passing for a mindless zombie slave at all, and you're dragging me down with you. I don't feel like you get how bad this situation is. I don't have time to explain everything to you, but basically you're in a decommissioned soundstage filled with murderous sentient puppets from a canceled children's TV show who were brought to life by an evil voodoo spell, and now they want to drain your life force in order to sustain themselves so they can bring their canceled show back to life and take over the world.
That's a pretty good summary of what this
Wow,
game's
that was
about.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Did that all make sense to you? No? Okay, well, I'm not doing it again. It's evil puppets. What do you want from me? Look, it takes a lot of felt to admit you were wrong, and maybe I've been a little sharp with you. You probably noticed I'm not exactly Captain Popular around here. I've never really fit in with the puppets. I've been trying to find a way to escape from this place for a while now, but I can never get past Riley's little dog and pony show. If you can help me get through this thing, then maybe we can
So
get
the
hell out of
idea
here.
is, it's sort of like unlikely
So what do you say?
friendship between you and a puppet
Yeah.
stitched hand, and you have
So
to.
it's gonna be like that.
And
Okay, fine, asshole.
you're being an
Good luck
asshole.
out there.
And
Yeah, the puppets swear. It's got the PG rating, guys.
yeah,
The 15 rating.
it's after Watershed. Come on, it's fine.
It's really dark in here. Hit
Nice
me on my head to turn
spook.
on my light.
Nice
why
spooky
why do you
room.
have a light though? That's my question. That's a bit weird. But
It's the light built
This
into
definitely
the
wasn't here last time.
Yes, there is like these Illuminati things, and they give you more about the story, so you can like. There is a little bit of replayability if you want to go through it again and find all of these drops. There was no achievements from what I could tell. I think it doesn't have any achievements, so there was nothing like replayable for achievements.
Yeah, no achievement hunting people.
That's just so. Would I recommend this game? I think I bought it about £9. At £9, it's probably too expensive for how short it was. I think the biggest crime of this game is that it's too short. I just wish there was so much more to this game, because it's like the parts that they have are so well designed, and it's really fun. I did run into some bugs. Some of the I thought I was just losing my mind, but I ran into like a couple of bugs where I basically just had to restart the game a couple of times. So it is a little bit buggy, which is a shame, because I feel like that's really going to hurt people's playthroughs, because I can see people just giving up on this game after like it's bugged out 2 or 3 times like it did for me.
Because these like bugs you'd had to restart, right? Like,
yeah, and I wasn't. The thing is, I can't tell if I'm not solving the puzzle or like if I'm not solving the puzzle or like the game's just bugged out. That's what I really hate in games.
Not quite yet.
But I finished the whole game. I would recommend it on sale. I think it's a good purchase if you have a VR system.
Did you buy it at full price or did you buy it on sale?
I bought it on sale. Okay. But on sale it's £9. It's normally like £15.
Yeah. I don't know how much I would pay for this. But yeah,
well, it's sort of like it's sort of like a newer game. It came out right at the end of last year.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But they're making a sequel to this game, and I was really excited to play the sequel because I'm like, I really like playing the first one.
Yeah.
But the sequel is not in VR.
Oh.
It's more of like a standard horror game. It's called Hello Puppets Midnight Show. So that one also, from what I've seen, doesn't have the mechanic where you have a puppet on your hand, because it's not in VR. And I feel like that's so much of the game. Like, that one just looks more like a straight up, hello neighbor, there's a spooky guy chasing you around a house. Whereas this was more of an interesting, like, character, puzzle game? Horror game?
Still characters talking to you, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe see what happens.
Anyway. Let's move on to the last game of Tangerine, the Hex. Now, before I go any further with the Hex, this is a Daniel Mullins game. This is from Pony Island creator. Yeah. This is definitely one of those games where the less you know about it, the better, probably.
Yeah. So I've only ever really seen the start, and do I?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I do. It's a game I bought, but have not yet played.
The thing is, with this game, it's like 4 to 5 hours long. So, this is another one where I just sat down and played it in a day, because I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. I'm just going to see how far it goes, and then I was like, oh, I finished it. This one does have like replayability, like because Pony Island was another like really short game as well, by Daniel Mullins, and because that one was only like 4 hours long or something, but that had replayability where you could collect tickets from the machine. This one also has like the collectibles, and the I think it also has achievements as well. So there is some nice replayability in that, which is cool to see. But the idea of this is it's sort of a genre-bending game.
Yeah.
Where the idea is, I'm going to try and non-spoiler review, just give you a quick overview. You're a bunch of video game characters who've all ended up in a bar for some reason, and there's a creepy guy at the bar, and he's telling you to go to different rooms to do different things. And when you go into these rooms, that's when you relive your memories of the past. So this character is essentially like a Sonic the Hedgehog Mario kind of character.
Yeah.
I would say this game has sort of, again, this is like light horror elements. It's not really a horror game, but it's more like
pretty creepy.
It's creepy, but it's never like it's never like I don't think there's any real jump scares in this game. It's just kind of creepy. I mean, it's a lot more. I would say if you played
Sorry.
if you played Pony Island, it's definitely a lot more creepy than Pony Island was.
Okay.
Yeah, I see some people saying it's this year's Frog Fractions, and I was like, how dare this is so much better than Frog Fractions in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you can save the game in perhaps. So.
Yeah, that's already a big like.
But I feel like it's not a crazy unfair comparison, given that.
Well, they're both genre bending. They both kind of.
They're like
expectations.
Flash game spiritual successors, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I would say in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I'll show you the Sonic the Hedgehog world and like.
Would you say like I guess in between worlds, kind of like point and click sort of idea, right? Like.
Yeah, it's sort of like
Very
point and click
mystery
puzzle sort of mystery here, and then it sort of goes more into
it's
like.
already better than like 99% of point and clicks though.
And I don't think
actually make
I think I played the entire thing without looking at a guide. I like figured out the entire thing myself, so it's not like bad point and click where I just couldn't figure out what to do, which is really big for me because.
It doesn't have point and click logic. It seems to have quite it's like a weird word, but like the logic still makes sense, which I think is very important.
So this is Super Weasel Kid, which is obviously like, Sonic the Hedgehog or Mario.
But like taken very literally.
So there's some basic platforming, and it does some interesting things. They reuse a mechanic from Pony Island in this level, which I think was done a lot better in Pony Island than it is here. But I'll show it to you now. I'll just skip ahead a bit. So you're just running through levels, you're stomping on these not Goombas.
Yeah, it looks just like them, but yeah.
Like if you touch spikes or die in this like happy level, it's just like, if you die, we'll just save you.
That's okay then.
Yeah. And then you go to the end of the level, and you're like, yay. The next one. Oh, so here it is. Some of the platforms are actually Steam reviews. So this is like a random Steam review. Someone saying, Super Weasel Kid's super great. But then, tones at RT! 10 out of 10 would relive childhood again. It does. They do this in Pony Island. They take names from your Steam list, and your Steam's friends list, and they add it into the game to try and fuck with you. Because they do this same thing in Pony Island. And I think it's done a lot better there, and I won't spoil it for people who want to play it.
That's the point of Pony Island, right? Like I feel like it was always going to be done better. I don't know. Like from what I understand of this compared to Pony Island, I feel like.
Because there's more stuff like this. Because there's like at one point there's like a is it? No, I didn't pause it. It was I must have alt tabbed. I think I was taking screenshots to send to you of your review of Super Weasel Kid.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I don't remember now. I've gone off track. What was I saying?
There's more stuff like that in the rest of the game.
Yes, there's like a Battle Royale section.
Okay.
And the Battle Royale characters are like people off your friends list as well. Just to give you an idea of like the sort of stuff that happens. Because there's lots of different genres. So this is like a fighting character.
Yeah.
But then it goes from a platformer to like a fighting game. I think I got footage of that. So let's like skip ahead. And then you go into the next like Super Weasel Kid game. And then as you go through like the Weasel Kid games, the reviews start to get like, well, Jesse didn't like this one. And then like the negative platforms fall down after a while. Saunders didn't like it.
I loved it though for these guys.
Oh, they added the punching mechanics into this.
There's pod racing already.
I love pod racing.
See, this is why I love this game. Okay.
Everything's good. Kay hated it.
I could see Kay getting this.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away because this game is really good.
Oh, skateboarding. Yeah, like I've never wanted to look into this.
This
too
is
much.
bright. I love how this guy, he always just slowly rolls towards you in his wheelchair. It's like the best animation in the game. Whenever he wants to talk to you, the music's just like boom, 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 and he just like slowly wheels towards you all the time.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
great. This is Bryce, and he's a he's a chef. So he gets you to go and cook him a pie, and then as you're cooking the pie, this then goes into his past, where he used to be a fighting character.
Yeah.
So then the game goes from being a platformer, but then this is sort of the more meta story is. This is like a video game publisher, and he bought your franchise, and he's putting you into a fighting game. So now you have to fight. So this is like the overall like it gets really interesting, but I don't want to go too deep into it.
Yeah, I say I've been told by like people like I watch like the less you know the better it is. Like just play it.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'll just show like some gameplay.
But I think
Just
I've
like-
seen as far as this in the stuff that I've seen. Play.
This is all pretty early on stuff. I mean, it's not a particularly long
Yeah.
game, but it's a fighting game. And I'll just show one more thing. When you win fights, people keep complaining you're too weak. So you actually get to choose your own patch notes, which is basically just choosing your upgrades.
Right.
And like if you look more into this game, like one of the patch notes just says, "Oh, this is one of the developers' favorite characters, so we're buffing this character." That's why we're like. There's funny stuff like that. There's references to the game development scene and publishing scene and stuff like that. Like it's like referential, fourth wall breaking. Like, I'd highly recommend this game. You can play it in a day. That's why, like, even though I didn't like Pony Island as much as this game, I couldn't say Pony Island wasn't worth playing because I was like. You can play it in a day, so it's probably worth playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Tangerine, Hello Puppets, and the Hex. Two short games that I would recommend playing. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.